My name is Travis Sylvester and I'm going to clean a paint gun. What we have here is a Iwata Supernova. This is the LS 400. And what we're going to do is just a quick breakdown of how do you clean a spray gun. This is our diaphragm regulator with a swivel on it. This will help you get into some tighter areas up under rockers and wheel wells. We just want to move this and get this out of the way so it's easier to clean. From there, we have our needle adjustment. This is adjusting how much flow the paint is coming out of the gun, and this is our fan. The only one that's going to have some paint product in it is going to be our needle, and in order to break it down, we're just going to remove the end cap and the spring, which typically most of the time don't need to be cleaned. And then we're going to pull out our needle. And then on the front side we have the horns and the air cap. Just going to unscrew that. You're going to need the wrench that usually comes with the paint gun, that you can remove the tip of the gun. You can get these tips in different sizes, and if you're wondering what tip size you have, they're typically written in really fine print. This is a 1.4. There it is right there. And really, that is the bulk of what you're going to be tearing down. Me personally, I like to use brake cleaner to clean the guns because it evaporates quick. It does it really fast, really efficient. So if you're doing a bunch of different colors, it's very easy to pivot. But you want to spray out the whole center section where the paint's going to come through your PPS adapter. As long as you do this pretty quick after you've painted, most of the time you don't have to do very much scrubbing at all. Even with single stages, even with primers, it cleans the gun out pretty quick, pretty easy. A lot of times just for a little bit heavier stuff, I might grab a toothbrush and kind of get in there and just get any of that bulk. I've had people over the years ask if we even use the spray guns because they still look new, versus like a collision center that has a ton of paint in their guns. Other thing I like to do is Q-tip into the nozzle, fill it up. You can clean it out real nice and easy. Just verify that we have it clean. You can see no more paint in there. You can sight down in it, and you just want to verify that the very tip is clear of any debris. You also, if you get excessive paint anywhere, this is where your air is going to come out and it's going to go around the tip of the gun. So make sure that those are free of paint. I usually hold them up to a light so you can verify that you do have air or light coming through them. And this is the most important part, the actual air cap. These horns, once the air comes out of this tip, it's going to enter the backside of this guy like so. And what that's going to do is go through the air horns, and that's what's going to change your fan from being one direction or the other. So it's very crucial that every one of those little holes are free of any paint. That's why it's also very crucial that you clean everything thoroughly right after you're done painting, because if any one of these are even a hair clogged, I've seen guys take needles and stick them down in these holes trying to clean them out, and no matter what, you just can't get the gun to spray right again. And we've had that happen in the past. Just buy a new air cap and it typically fixes the problem. I like to spray the brake cleaner through the tiny little holes that are down inside the center, as well as the horns. And that is how we get it clean. If you did need to get down inside, you can use these little pipe cleaners that come with some of the spray gun cleaning kits, just to make sure you don't have any debris down in there. From that point, we have enough brake cleaner to just wipe off the needle. Now, there is a packing that is in the backside here, and that's what keeps the needle from sealing off. And that packing will sometimes dry out. So if you use spray gun lube, it only takes a couple drops. That's going to keep that packing nice and lubricated, as well as nice seal. From there, we're going to reverse putting it back together. This does not need to be Magilla Gorilla tight. You just need a little snug. From there, we're going to put our air cap back on. And then last, we have our spring and our back cap. That is how easy and fast it is to break down and clean your spray gun.
How often should I tear it down?
Every single time you spray anything.
Clean it just like that?
If you're using base coat instead of, say, clear coat, where it comes out very easily, I would say if you're just switching colors from base coat to base coat, you could get away with spraying some brake cleaner through it and going to the next coat. Just make sure you have all the brake cleaner out of the gun, spray some air through it. But if you're using like a clear coat and you have something that's a 2K product and it's catalyzed, you're going to want to do a full breakdown every single time you use that gun. For best practices, just do it every time. You see how fast it is. It doesn't take much brake cleaner to do. It's just better, safer practices.
Any difference between polyester in your gun versus sealer versus etching primer?
Really, it's just some products are going to be thicker, some products are going to be thinner. So if you're using a polyester, it may take a little bit more effort because that's a thicker, harder product. That's going to be where maybe you get in there with a different pipe cleaner to actually get it cleaned out. Base coat, clear coat's always very easy to clean. Primers are typically a little more robust, especially epoxies. And so they're going to adhere a lot more to the insides of that gun. And when you're using a polyester gun, the orifices are a lot bigger, so you just need to make sure that everything is completely clean. If you guys want any more or classes on how to do any auto body work, check out sylvesterscustoms.com, where we have a lot more info and class dates.
Date.
The dates.